of diamonds, all things diamond painting. Square around, I'm glad you are around. Grab your plate, grab your wax, get ready to sit back and relax. Don't see you're single, whatever your niche. Here is your host, a guy named Rich.
Well, hello everyone. I don't think anyone's here right now, but I thought I'd pop on a Saturday and we could hang out and diamond paint together. You can use this as a listen along whip and chat. I'll talk a little bit about stuff, and as people come in, maybe they'll share some requests or stories in the chat. Hi, Melissa, Aaron, Chrissy Outlaw, hello, Amy, Sarah, hi. You know, I was sitting here diamond painting. I thought I diamond paint better when I have people to talk to. For some reason, you would think that I would want to concentrate on just diamond painting. But so I thought I'd pop on for a little bit. And if you're diamond painting, let's sit down and diamond paint together. And if not, continue doing whatever you do on a Saturday, chores or working around the house or something, and you can listen in. So hope everyone is doing well. Dude, just sat down. I was about to text you. Well, hello, Melanie. I am here. I just thought this could be something different. Instead of posting the regular old whip and chats and stuff like that, if you are watching this on the replay, please hashtag replay. Let me know you stopped by, and if you like this format, maybe we can do this a little bit more often. So hope everybody's doing well on this beautiful, at least here in Chicagoland, it is beautiful. It is sunny outside. It's 84 degrees. It's not very humid or anything. And yeah, they said it was supposed to be sort of cloudy, but it hasn't been. So I can use a little bit of vitamin C for sure. Let's see. Aaron says, what you working on? So I am finishing up the second to last row of stained glass trees from Peggy Collins. PAC and Peggy Collins. So this here. So I am, let's see. I am like right here. Over more, probably here. And then I have this one last row to do. And I'm bound and determined to get it done this weekend because I want to work on other stuff. And I got to kit up my Og and Oz / 5K canvas. I'm going to be working on the Yellow Brick Road from Rokari, the sort of the zombie Oz piece. Because that seemed to be what in one of the last lives everyone seemed to vote for the most. So I will be kitting that up. It just gave me an excuse to kit something else up. That's all. And it's great. Or vitamin D, yes. I mean, whatever. Vitamin sun. That's fine, Tammy. I didn't expect you to stay for the whole time. The Oz canvas is cool. It is cool. I am excited about it. And I totally had a thought because on a little bit of a bling. So I want to do something a little different. So for those of you who may not know what it looks like, this is the Oz canvas that I'm going to be working on. So it's sort of like zombie characters coming back from the Emerald City. The Scarecrow has the broom, so I'm going to assume that they've come back from the Wizard, but it didn't go very well. Or they're coming back. They're on their way to the Emerald City, coming back from the Witch, and it didn't go as well as planned. But you see that there is red sparkle, or like sparkle type on her shoe for the ruby slippers, and then the Tin Man's heart. So I thought I could do something with those, maybe do something with the lightning and the castle. But what brought me to the red part is I got shipment of paintings yesterday from Diamond Art Gallery. And Nikki was nice enough to send me a little sample of the technical difficulty, sorry. Samples of these Swarovski crystals that are red in color. So I think I'm going to try them out on this painting and see what they look like. So I'm excited to do that because these are real Swarovski crystals. So they're glass, but Swarovski, you have to be like certified to sell them because the glass is, or the crystal is so proprietary and stuff like that. When I was younger, I used to work at a Hallmark store, Hallmark/office store, and I sold Swarovski crystals, and they went for like crystal candlesticks and stuff like that, and they went for a good penny, and they were beautiful. So I'm looking forward to trying that. I think I just decided that, I think yesterday, I'm like, wait a minute, these are red. Yes, I'm excited to put canvas drills down. I'm going to finish this Grumble canvas hopefully today or tomorrow. Yes, that's my goal too. I've been working on this way too long. I started this when was the retreat? February? No. Yes. No. When was it? Yeah, February, I think. I'm sort of done working on it. Not that there's anything wrong with it. It's quite opposite. It's very it's been great to work on. But I was telling somebody the other day, with this image, there's like no short-term goal. So what I mean by that is, let's look at the image again. There's no, like, is it Lisette that talks about a bonbon? Like, what would be the bonbon of this? There's no face. There's no flowers. There's no something somewhere that I could say, oh, I'm going to look forward to doing this specific spot. Or, wow, I did this, this flower bed over here. That looks great. I'm going to do something over here now, a little different or whatnot. It's just all the same. So it's getting a little monotonous. But not that it's any less beautiful, because it is quite beautiful and whatnot. But I'm tired of working on it. And that is even with setting it aside for some time to work on other canvases. So I just need to get it done. And like I said, I seem to work better when I have folks to interact with. So what a better way to try and get some diamond painting done than chat with y'all. So what's everyone else working on? And what, or are you diamond painting, or are you running errands, or are you cleaning house, or whatever type things get done on a Saturday afternoon? I got to sleep in a little bit today to about 7:30, 7:15, and got up and went outside, had my coffee on the porch, and then I've been running around doing some stuff, and finally have the chance to sit down and do some diamond painting. I should be outside doing some weeding and stuff, but that can wait because tomorrow's going to be nice as well. So I'll probably go out maybe really early in the morning. I have a little flower bed out front that has like these small trees that keep coming up, and I can't kill them and I can't dig them out. They're very difficult to dig out, and there's a gas line down there somewhere for the gas light. So I just sort of keep trimming them back, and I can also trim back. There were what were those? Irises. So the flowers are gone, the greenery's left, but I could bring those down just to make it look a little bit neater. Then behind the garage, so I have a very long yard, and I haven't been out to the backyard in maybe 2 months because, quite honestly, the last time I was back there was taking Sammy outside. And since he passed, I have not gone back there. I've gone behind the house to get the garbage cans and stuff like that. I haven't left the driveway really. I haven't gone past the garage. Well, right on the back side of the garage is it's all hostas, and looks very nice, but thistle has gotten, and it grows like wildfire, and I can't spray it because it would kill the hostas. So every year before it gets too big, I usually go in and I pull it. Well, with my surgery and Sammy and everything, I didn't have a chance to do that. So I walked out behind the garage, and this thistle is taller than I am. I'm like, okay, let me just get a car and put it up on blocks in the yard here, and we'll complete the look, because it looks totally overgrown. So I'll go out in the morning, maybe do it before the sun gets too strong. Only thing is there'll be like mosquitoes and stuff around, so I'll have to spray up or something. Work on the library from Jada Gem Shop for Someone with the Masters. Is that the one that's the one with the lady in the blue dress? That's a pretty image. Why don't I have that one? I don't know. I did a row of Peggy's Bluebells in spring, and now starting a row on Beach Party Bestie, says Aaron's, going from square to rounds. Good. Glad that you're breaking it up. That certainly would help keep your interest in painting for sure. I switched to Mystery 99 canvas last night, almost done on the third row, says Melissa. Cool. Mystery 99. I'll have to look that up. I've never done a mystery kit. Go figure. I actually didn't start buying mystery kits until maybe within the past year. I was just too like, how do I want to put it? I'm too controlling to just go and do a mystery, just for fun. And I know you can look them up, and I do. I look them up and look at the guesses and look at the unboxings and stuff before I buy them. But I don't know. Maybe it was the black and white canvas or something. I just thought I don't know if I'd like this. So I've started seeing some mysteries completed, and I thought, wow, this is something. So I've bought a number of, not all, it's got to be an artist that I like or an image that I like. So I've bought some of the more recent ones, and then I've been going back and finding some other ones on DStash. So I think the first one was a Christmas one, and I found that at DStash. Uh, yeah, so I should start one of those at some point. Hi, Christine, welcome in. Finished up my kit from February, then going to plan my bling for the next. It came with no special drills. Sarah, that's sort of exciting, isn't it? Because it's like a blank canvas. No pun intended, or no, it's like a blank canvas. You can do whatever. I know that like the Oz one have no special drills. Could have had him added, but I didn't. And so that's why I'm sort of thinking about what would I do with this, because sometimes you want to do things that may look too much with like the pre-charted ABs or the pre-charted dust drills or whatever, and I don't know, I will have no problem taking out regular drills to replace them with special drills. I have no qualms about that. But to just take out special drills to put in other special drills sort of bothers me. I don't know why. But it's sometimes nice to have that clean, brand new canvas to do that. To give her a hi, just listening while I diamond paint. Fantastic. That's what we're all doing. I'm yapping, but this is the first mystery kit I've worked on. I know what the image is though. So Melissa, how are you finding the black and white canvas? I know they put little dots of color and stuff, but how are you finding that? Matt says, I recently started mine after sitting on them for a while. Gotta say I was unsure, but I absolutely love it. Yeah, and it's like, my plan is I'm not going to look at the picture again. Like I looked it up. I know that I wanted Mystery Kit A. So I bought Mystery Kit A. I think I remember what it looks like, but not exactly. So I'm not going to look it up again. I'm going to work on whatever I'm going to work on and see it come to life that way. So sort of in a way, a mystery still that, I had a premonition about or something. I don't know. Yes, I would thought as well. Sky's the limit. Yep, very much. I've seen it before, but don't remember all the details. I take my liking of kits that don't really come to life until done to the next level. Yes. I'm totally jonesing to do another mystery, says Melly. The J-Wall was surprising fun. The J-Wall was amazing. I would like to do that one. Trying to think. Wasn't there just a Sarnac seahorse one? Maybe let's work on that one together, because I would like to do that. Was that a mystery? I think it was, because I'm sort of picturing the box and it didn't have a picture on it. So Matt is talking about his deck symbols rendering style leads to the image barely changing as completed. Can't argue with the finished product by doing those kits that have a negative effect or colors that aren't as close of a match. So that the diamond painting takes a little bit of liberty. Okay. Melissa says going slow on the first row, but it's going much faster. I'm really enjoying it. It's a big sentimental image for me, though, so I was determined to love it no matter what. Nice. Nice. Yeah, Starnet is here ready. I'll totally do that next. Okay. I'm going to do one of my 3 mysteries. And Tammy, so mysteries are typically square drills, because if you think about it, the background is all white. So if you put round drills on a mystery, even though people have done it, you're going to have some white background peeking through around the round drills because they don't cover the entire square, right? There used to be a company by the name of Craftably that I guess used to have round mysteries. And if anybody is familiar with Tammy and her square jar, she works on rounds. And not by choice, but by necessity. We'll just put it that way. So Melanie was able to find one on D-Stash. I believe that was the deal, and got it for Tammy. And I'm excited to see that one come to life. Maybe we need to have like a mystery. Let's all work on a mystery together. It could be different mysteries, but because I guess what they did to combat the see the white around the drills is they sort of just made the backgrounds like those computer backgrounds that are like sort of lava lamp and it's just colors sort of mushed together, and sort of like that to sort of back up the drills and not make the background stick through so much. So I'm really excited to see that. I think that's a really great idea. Someone should bring that back. Sarah says I'm the same way. I won't buy a mystery unless I know what it is. Not much of a mystery, but I know I would like it when it's done. And that's the thing. Like I said, I don't want to check in on it while I'm working on it because I do want to see it come to life. But I need to know that I'm going to like the final product, because if I sit down, first of all, personal preference, insert any of your colors and things like that. But if I sit down and pull out a mystery and the color palette of all the drills are pinks and yellows and bright, cheery, I'm already going to be strike one, right? And then as I start doing it, if all of a sudden it's like a big-eyed girl or big flowers or something like that, it's just not my aesthetic. So I'm not going to do that. Like I did one canvas that is a big-eyed, not really a big-eyed girl, but it's a girl caricature. It's got bright background. It's got flowers on it. It was a Reagan Kubitschek, and I did it for Get Your Weird On one year because it was totally outside of my wheelhouse. But what I liked about it, there was this girl was sitting in the room and she had a bunch of toys around her, and they're all toys from the 80s. So when I was doing it, I feel like, oh yeah, this is the Rubik's Cube, and oh yeah, this is the Rainbow Bright doll, and what all these different things. So I knew that I would like the end product. So I went along with the yellow background and pinks and the rainbows and the flowers and stuff like that. So I have to know that I like the end product. Yes, Carol, surprise pop-up. I thought, I was going to do a whip and chat. I thought, why not sit down with everybody? And again, if you're watching on replay, #replay, let us know that you stopped by. Tammy says she's wanting to start that Craftly. Maybe we need to do a mystery, like mystery month or something. We talked about Tammy's square jar and T-Mouse last night, but she was sleeping, so yeah. Hi, Christopher. Friends of me around mystery from Craftly. We're interested to see how it looks when I do it. I would love to see that. Like seriously, maybe we need to, like, not an event, but let's just like all work on a mystery at the same time and like show each other. Tammy says my square jar was discussed on T-Mods. Yes. No mention of it at all, right, Matt? Actually, I think T-Mod. Well, no, because someone had mentioned a swear jar, and she was saying, "Oh, there's no swearing at the retreat" or something. So then, when she mentioned the square jar, I don't remember if she totally made the switch or thought we were still talking about swear jar. But the whole point of the square jar is Tammy does not, how do I want to put it? She doesn't hold back about complaining about all the square paintings out there. Let's put it that way. So we were all tired of hearing about it. So we said square jar every time you talk about why isn't this around? Why is it a square? You gotta put money in the jar. And quite honestly, if she had taken us seriously and really started a jar, she probably could have bought a new car bike, because she won't shut up about that. Seriously, I would love to see her work on mysteries. And I know that there's like mystery events out there. I don't know. Has anyone participated in a mystery event? Is it everybody works on the same mystery? Is it everybody works on a different mystery? Like how does that work? I would also like to get a group together. Again, not an official event, but a group together. And everybody gets maybe like one of two inexpensive canvases from like Amazon, but like good canvases. So like DAC, let's just say we pick 2 images from DAC, maybe a square and a round, and you get to choose one of them and you get it. And when we get it, we all sit down and we plan blank. We plan enhancements together. So we go through one and come up with our own enhancement sheet, do the other one, and then we all get the enhancements and then go and work on it, and then talk about what we liked and what we didn't like. So if there were some, let's say, I know sometimes people don't like the pearls. Oh, I tried the pearls, but I really don't care for them. I won't use them again. Or I didn't think I was going to like the glitter, but I love the glitter and I'm going to use that every single time going forward. So I thought that could just be a fun group thing. Tammy says, I don't think it's too much to ask for make paintings available in round and square. It's just saying. Actually, it is, because they have to render, especially if it's the budget shops. Absolutely not, because they're not, or I shouldn't say budget shops. The places that don't hand render, absolutely not, because all they're doing is popping in the computer and they spit out the image and they're done. If you're going to hand render, that's now upwards of $300 per canvas that you have to pay to get them rendered. And I don't know what the numbers are. It would be interesting to see, to get a hold of one of the shop owners that have both. But from my understanding, the number of rounds that are bought versus squares, you have to make back that $300, right? Now, it should be easy because there shouldn't be, $50, $75 a painting. You don't have to sell that many. But that is a lot of money, $600 to put out a painting. We're not even talking about the time or the materials to go in back and forth, like rendering and stuff. So that is a lot. Amy says, I love working on Mr. Kits. I have several of them. I don't know what the image is before I purchase, but I usually forget about it. I do know what the image is. Yep. Tammy says, I don't like pearls. Glitters are okay. But see, that's my thing. Like, we would come up with something and we all have to have an open mind that we're all going to use. We have to use at minimum what we plan. You can do different things. You can do additional, because at the end you could be like, and as I was working on it, the glitter was so cool up here. I added glitter down here and look at this. But you have to do the minimum so that we sample all of the different bling that's out there. Yeah, they should just do it. Okay, you start a business and look at your bottom line when you're trying to get that. Can we ask the robot to hand render? Maybe, I don't know. Like, I don't know what the technology is like for that. I mean, if you think about it, what you would be telling the computer to do is do less. because it's picking up every shade, every intricacy of the color, as opposed to making a something blend smoothly or whatnot. So, I mean, I guess if you got like a if you got a millennial computer or something, oh, boom, that was a joke. That was a Gen X joke. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. I'm sure at some point that will be absolutely a possibility. Yeah, I know, Tammy. I got the Bluebird too. I can get it to write letters and make PowerPoint presentations. Kathleen, yep. Yeah, I mean, because I've computer rendered images before, and to hand render them is quite, I mean, and I've tried that before too. When I was helping out with a company that's no longer around, I was doing some hand rendering, and let me tell you, my eyes have never crossed so violently than they did when I was trying to look at little squares and change the colors of the squares. But um, I don't know, maybe at some point there will be a way to do that. I'm trying to think of prompts. Like, what would you say? You would let the computer render it, and then you would pop it into AI and go, now, what would you say? Smooth out the colors, take out random colors. I'll have to play around with that and see, because I guess, yeah, technically that would be possible. It still may not be perfect, but I don't know. Christopher's telling which ones to do. Okay, Mr. Oh, Sarah, thank you so much for the super chat there. Thanks for the new company videos. I've really enjoyed that. Um, yeah, thank you for that. Like I said, I don't know. I said in one of the videos, I don't know what happened a couple weeks ago, but I went hog wild and tried all these new companies. And if you haven't seen it today, I recommend everybody go watch the one about Paintly. And I made it easy. I went and I time stamped it so that you don't. It's about 55 minutes long or something. So I know it's a longer one, but you can go through and find the different items that you want to hear about. But I caught Paintly in a little boo boo, little boo boo, hey boo boo. Um, and I won't reveal what it is, but I am a huge proponent of you need to get what you pay for. And I want to make sure that you understand what you're paying for when you buy from that company right now. Purportedly, they are fixing it, but that remains to be seen. Meanwhile, I have about $400 worth of canvases that I'm sort of stuck with. It's not horrible. It's not like the drills are falling off or anything. It's quite the opposite. The quality is of the canvas and stuff is actually pretty good. But it's like, I will work on them because I really do like the images. I really, really do. So I will do that. I will say it has to do with the drills. I know I could get replacement drills, but buying replacement drills it just adds to the expense of canvases, and I'm not in for that. It's bad enough trying to buy drills for cross stitch conversions that they get pricey. If I see a sale at someplace, usually Forever Young actually has some very good drills, and they are resin. And I have bought for entire paintings. I've bought drills from there. You can buy by the pack, or you can buy a box of one of everything. And I've done both of those. There have been some issues with their stuff arriving places in one piece, but they've made it whole. So I typically like that. I did just find one of the smaller drill companies, like I forget which one it was, Diamond Drills USA or Diamond Painting Drills or something. they now have resin drills. So I did purchase some from them as well. So Melissa has strong feelings. Nice. Let me back up here. I'm working on an old canvas for the company that's no longer in business. Confetti made me cry, and I love confetti. I had to put it away for now. Confetti will kill me. Like, there's confetti, and then there's just unnecessary confetti. When you get to the unnecessary part, what I mean by unnecessary is, even though I'm looking at the diamond painting from 6 feet away, you still can't tell what the face is because it's a mishmash of every color of drill that's there. That's unnecessary. Those go in the trash, unfortunately. But I hear you. Melissa said, watching, I have strong feelings. There is, yeah, and I even, like, they don't call me the professor for nothing. There's some science going on in there, some experiments, and there's a response from the company too. I specifically waited to hear back from them. So go watch. Tammy says it was very interesting, very informative, but that was my goal, because I like quality diamond paintings. Don't get me wrong. It is not above me to work with acrylic drills. It is not above me to work on a canvas that is not felt backed. It is not above me to work on those type of things. But when you tell me you're going to sell me A and you give me B and you charge me A prices, that's a problem. They need to send you new drills. Those are too expensive acrylic. I agree. Actually, I thought about that today, because I did, and I say this in the video. I'm like, is there a way to tell like what's happening? And I haven't heard back. So I think the next thing is going to be, hey, I would like replacements, because you're right. The 150 color count was $269, $239, over $200. And I also told them, and this one I will tell you, because I don't know about you, their ads have exploded all over my Facebook page. They're the world's first 150 color diamond painting. False advertising. And I know that someone who is new to the paintings are going to go, oh, that's amazing, I'm going to do it, and it's going to be crap. That's great that it was 150, but it's 150 pieces of crap. So I told them about that, and they're like, oh, we're going to review it. But of course, I still see those ads. To me, the first issue, that could take, it's been 4 days. That could take a little bit to fix. So I'm giving them a benefit of the doubt on that. But I am going to watch to see if it gets fixed. The ads, that's a simple stop running ad. But run the other ad, but not this one. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Initial computer generated render starts to become more of what they're aiming for each time. It is. I mean, computer rendering is not bad. It's just, and in the video I show you, well, first of all, I show you one of my biggest pet peeves is they're one of those companies that they have a 15 by 20 and a 60 by 90. It's the same image. How does that work? It doesn't. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. But like the one I did was a dragon, and you see that there's a little darkness where the eye should be. The hand renderer would go in and sort of outline it a little bit just to make it stand out a little bit more. So, but computer rendering in some images works fantastic as long as you can get past the confetti. Jennifer, what am I working on? I'm working on stained glass trees, and I'm sitting here talking too much. Like, I have one. I'm finishing up one square, and then I'm on to the final row. Kathleen says, Forever Young is great drills. I was so surprised. Same. So I have been recommending them to anybody who will listen, because I like the small shops. Don't get me wrong, but up until recently, they've only been acrylic drills. And I forget which one has started offering resin drills. But what I also like about Forever Young is the interface in which to order the drills is so easy. Like there's another company that it's a manufacturer basically, and they're on AliExpress or whatever. But you have to, like, you order drills in packs in multiples of 5. So if you need a 310 and 666, a 290, whatever, you say I need 5 packs, 10 packs, 15, 20, and then you can do one of each, but you have to order in multiples of 5. Well, you order it, and then you have to send them a list, and then they're going to send it back to you and go, oh, we're out of so-and-so number. What do you want? On Forever Young, I believe, if I remember correctly, it's broken down sort of by like, here's 100 to 200, 200 to 300, 300 to 400. And you can go through and it'll tell you automatically if it's out of stock or whatnot. And it just builds your list, and it's so much easier. So I really like the interface in which to order the drills. So, and I actually I should probably unbox that. I have, on a whim, I got one of their diamond paintings, one of their, like, it's not a custom, they're offering the diamond paintings. I should unbox that and see what the quality is like. Chocolate Diamond says, hi guys. Thank you for not growing any more bacteria. Well, what you didn't see was the little incident I had. And thank good I have facial here, or else I would have had a molten drill stuck to my upper lip. Instead, it just took out some hair. Hi, Nikki, Diamond Art Gallery. That is Nikki. Hello. I was talking about you earlier. I got my paintings yesterday, and I got my little sample of the Swarovski crystals. Thank you. And I'm planning on doing an image for Oz and Og, and it will also qualify for the 5K. But the ruby slippers, I think I'm going to try them out on that and see what they look like. And it just also happens I don't have any true red, which is weird. I don't have any true red in my stuff back here, except for like ABs. Matt says, I think Forever Young stuff is great, and I surmise that they're the same manufacturer some of the small shops. They are. Here's the telltale sign. If you open up an image so when you buy something Forever Young, you get a very specific toolkit. When you open up from other companies, you get the same toolkit. So, hello. So they are. And it actually is very good. And they actually just sent me, although I had bought them already, they're like, hey, can you show this off? And I'm like, I've already done that. But now I love myself a release paper. Press with Crashly. I got my logo on here and stuff, right? But these diamond painting release section frame films that they have are pretty cool. And I actually sent some to Crashly. He says, you need to look into this. So what they are is they're PET plastic. So number one, you can see through them. And that's sort of cool to see what's coming up on your painting. But so there used to be diamond printing frames that you stuck on the plastic cover. And then you'd have to cut the plastic cover and you take it off and up. These go right on your glue field. So these are a section frame, but they're like a release paper that they go right on your glue field. And they stick very well. And what I mean by that is sometimes a release paper, if you have a release paper and it's underneath your arm and you're going over it a bunch of times, the corners can start to curl. Or if you put some on and you roll up your painting, sometimes they come off the image a little bit, so you have to be careful. These don't. These stick. The only bad thing about these, or the challenging thing about these, and I don't even know if it's very hard to tell, but there's a backing on these that if you put on your painting with the backing on, it is very difficult. With the plastic will come off, but the backing stays on your painting, and it will come off, but you have to pull, and you have to have some patience. And I did that a couple times before I realized there was a backing, and I can't find one that has it. And that's the other thing. It's like you can't tell that the backing is there, which is sort of poor design. But supposedly, I read somewhere that supposedly they have come out with, they stopped putting the backing on them. So that could be a very good thing. But I'm trying to show you here, it's just a very thin plastic membrane that you can't see, and it will stick to your blue field. I absolutely loved your experiment, explanations, and follow-up company. I love honesty and transparency. That's what I do, Melissa. That's what I want. Well, that's what I want to do. And if you ever catch me not doing that, you can call me out on it. Like, I'll give you an example. Recently, I was contacted by an artist and a company, and they said, I really want you to do unboxings of this for this company. Okay. And I've never used the company before. So they let me pick out a couple canvases. Fine. The next day, I thought to myself, I have to buy one. Because my thought process is I buy one and I review that one first because it's my money. We'll give them the feedback first, but it's my money. So now what, because you want me to unbox it, then I can say, here's this kit from this company and blah, 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 blah. Now go back and watch my original video and you can see some of the challenges I had, and blah, blah, blah. And then just go on with the unboxing, right? I'm not saying the stuff again. I will periodically retest things. Like if they're, let's say the drills weren't sticking well and I get something else in a couple months, I may do another drills on canvas just to see if the problem has rectified itself. So let's see. We got one of Forever Young's along with some small shops similar to two abundant coincidence. Yes, they're all over my page too. Yes, their marketing budget has to be slightly less than the annual budget of the Pentagon. I mean, it's like they are all over the place, and they do paint by numbers well. And I see a lot of complaints about the paint by numbers timeliness of getting the kits, and mine came in like 2 weeks. You have thoughts, says Carol, they need to compensate you in some way. That's going to be my next one. Jennifer says, how is your Ricari? I haven't started yet, but I did the drills on canvas. I'm looking forward to working on it because I don't have a problem with any of what was provided. It will be confetti heavy because I don't believe any of it is, has been cleaned up, hand rendered and stuff like that. But I'm looking forward to it. It did not come with, you can ask for, I don't know exactly how that process works. Like you can't click and say, give me extra drills. You have to email them and say, give me extra drill or special drills. I don't know how that works. So I will be bringing it up myself. But everything about it so far is good. Matt says he's seen some of the Painterly ads, and for some reason I pretty much immediately dismiss anything with a generic name advertising on Facebook. Like, what is the company that has been going out of business now for year 3, I think it is? We're going out of business and all of our paintings are on sale. you've been running that same crap for 3 years, and your prices are not sale prices. Like if you're going out of business, there should be a huge discount, and they're not. And the thing with Paintly is, I thought that maybe because of the price point, maybe it was a decent company. And I guess I'll just say that remains to be seen. But I am bound and determined to do those canvases because I really like the image. Carol says she received her painting yesterday. Very exciting. Where can I get Swarovski crystals? Kayleen, that is at the Diamond Art Gallery. Someone could pop the link in. She doesn't have every color yet. She's slowly rolling them out, but she has a couple colors available on the site. And what she's doing is she's offering them as like an add-on to images. You can get an image, it'll have ABs and industrials in it, but then you can add on the pack, and then she has special charting for a section that will have the crystals. Understand, crystals are very different from other specialty drills, so they're more expensive. So she's not doing this entire background is Swarovski crystals, because that would be very expensive and probably very heavy, because I'm going to assume that the crystals would be heavier than regular glass. But that's where my brain just went. But so she's using very strategically, but she does have some of them. Let's see. I got mine yesterday. Let me show you what I got. Very excited. First of all, so I got the crystals. Thank you, Nikki. But I got this one. This is probably the one I'm looking forward to working on the most. It's that Mohegan Surf, which, by the way, this is classified as an Old Masters. And Nikki has recently changed manufacturers for the better. And she can't bring over the Old Masters and the limited edition. I believe, Nikki, if I'm wrong, please put it in the chat. But she can't bring those over to the new manufacturer. So they will be going away at the end of the month. So if you want any of those, get them. Here's another Old Masters. I forget the name of this one, but you've probably all seen it. John Waterhouse, Lady Smelling the Rose. And this one, this shocked me how long this box is. It is 75 by 109, so I guess it should make sense. But. And finally, I got, well, this is another, I think this is all, these are all Old Masters, I believe. I think this is going to be discontinued as well. It's the Manor. And I don't know, it was just sort of like very peaceful image, and the fact that it was called the Manor, I kept thinking of Wayne Manor, Batman. So I'm gonna do that. But she also sent along. She was doing. I don't think it's offering anymore. When she's offering like a free mini painting. So I got this mini painting that has a really cool. She does this really cool like painted border that complements the image. So I have that for maybe a travel or something like that. But let me also tell you, and seriously, this is what I'm using right now. Nikki, I don't know where you get these trays. They're good trays. And I ordered another one. She's probably like, why is this guy ordering another tray? Here's the coolest thing about, well, I've never seen this, so it's cool to me. But what I think is really cool, so her trays, you get it like this. Okay, so it has a lid, right? It also has a stopper. Has a lid, but when you open it, it's two trays, two trays in one. And one is slightly bigger because the other one fits inside. But I think that it's just so ingenious that I don't have a redundant or not redundant, a lid that I just go put somewhere while I'm working on something, that I can have two trays. So I can do one for trash if I wanted to, one for what I'm working on, or if I wanted to work on two colors simultaneously. I don't know where these came from, but I love that idea. And they're actually good trays. They hold the drills very nicely and they're very inexpensive. They do have the name of our company on the side. But when I placed a recent order, I got another one because I was even like what I've been using as I've been working on trees here is my Firefly, and I love me a Firefly. But today I thought, you know what, I just want to be unencumbered with even a switch, even a switch for the stopper, and I went with this. Just bought some of these release papers originally on Monday. Okay, they work very well. Just get the stuff off of it. Nice painting sleeve and note. I have more on my wish list. Yes, she did. She does include a really nice note. I did see some do a rolling test. It was very impressive for anyone who has to store canvases in between sessions. Yes, I agree. And also, I have had this happen. I had a painting that I rolled up and I stored for probably about a year. And it was with a traditional release paper and it stuck just a little bit. I was totally able to save it. These being plastic, that just wouldn't happen. With the paper, there's no paper to separate. More credible at the first reviews independent. Absolutely. Carol, I use Crashly's papers. They are the best, in my opinion, they're the best papers out there in the realm of papers. This is something, it's something different. It's different and it's sort of next level a little bit. Forever Young is not a small company. It's a larger company based in China. So it's not like you're supporting a family business. I will still always buy Crashly papers. But like I said, I sent her some of these. I'm like, you may want to look at this because they print a border, right? So why couldn't you print an image? Yeah, you lose some of the see-through, but I would do that. We have the Diamond Art Gallery links there. I'm way behind. Yes, the loose Swarovski drills. Yes, you have a couple colors out there I saw. Limited and Masterpiece Collection. See, I pay attention now. I pay attention to things. Jessica. Hi, Jessica. Jessica, Crafty Pilot. That's my friend Jessica. She had breakfast today or lunch or something with Berta. She was in Alaska and they sent me a picture. That was so cool. So now I want to plan the Great Alaskan Wilderness Diamond Painting Retreat. And like we can go there and like it's a longer one so that we can go, like if somebody wanted to go on like a hike or something, you could do that. But somewhere that I actually found a place, my first Google, I was like, whoa, this has some good views. But that would be cool. The Manor is limited edition. Okay. Ooh, so okay. So it's all stamped and stuff. I love that. Diamond Art Gallery Facebook group. Yes, go check. Thank you, Mel, for putting it out there. Join her Facebook group. She always posts what's going on. And if you have ever wondered about like what exactly is the rendering process, she's got some amazing videos out there that walk you through it. Firefly Tray, thank you, sir. Go get ready, Tammy. Talk to you later. Jessica says I'm in. Yeah, maybe you, me, and Mel. Like, I don't know. Although this place that I found, it's sort of outside of Anchorage, has views for days, and a weekend for like the entire place, because they do weddings and retreats. So like have your weekend wedding here for 21 rooms. You get all 21 rooms, so at least 42 people, and the room for the event was $6,000, which comes out to less than $200 a piece, right? For 660 divided by 100, yeah, it's like 150 or something like that. I was like, I'm not good at math, so I doubt that I've done this right or that I've included everything. There was like a deposit as well, but I think it would be key to keep it really inexpensive because it may cost more to get up there. I don't know. I haven't priced. Yes, Francis, wouldn't that be amazing? Would you come down to Anchorage? It's more easily accessible where Berta is, says Jessica. That's what I thought too, because I know sometimes it's a little difficult to get to where Berta is. And Jessica, you could get us deal, right? You could get us a deal. At minimum, steal a plane and fly us all there. I mean, that wouldn't be a problem. Like HR would not need to talk to you about that, would they? HR would probably be the least of your worries. Probably Homeland Security would be a problem. There's so many cool places to go that it would be really cool to hang out with people and do some diamond painting stuff, but also see some stuff too, you know? That would definitely be like a destination retreat that it probably wouldn't happen every single year, but when it did happen, it would have bells and whistles built in a little bit so that people could see Alaska while they're there. A little bit at least. I mean, not going spelunking or anything, but Francis should be there with bells on. The FAA may have an issue with the aircraft piracy. You're smart. You were in all the honors classes in high school. You could figure it out. Christine, I'm gone to the Alaskan cruise of NCL inside Passage Choice. I absolutely love it. I do. I would love to go on an Alaskan cruise. The only, and it's not really like I'm not going to do it because of this, but the thing that gives me pause each time I think about it is when I think of a cruise, I immediately think of warm weather and Caribbean, not snow-covered glaciers and whatnot. So much so that when I took a cruise out of New Jersey one time, and it was snowing on the ship until we got far enough south to get out of the snowstorm. It messed with my mind. It just really messed with my mind. And the ship was equipped for that. It had an indoor pool and whatnot. It also had outdoor pools, but it still was a little too much for me to handle. Mass is totally an Alaska retreat, least convenient but most desired. Yeah, and your beard would go over really well there. Like we could send you out to like go chase the moose or something. They'll think you're like Bigfoot or something. And they'd be afraid of you or the bears. Either way. So keep the beard so you get news on whether or not we're going to have one. Melly says the scenery on Alaskan cruise is insane, which another thing that I think would just make me so sad is you can't see that at night, you know? When you're in the Caribbean, you're sailing, okay, ocean, move on. Yet still go out there during the day or even at night to see the moon and stuff. It's beautiful, but it's like it doesn't change. Whereas I'm missing stuff at night now. So I would need a really bright flashlight or something. But I cannot imagine. But part of me also, like, what I like about cruises is you get to stop places and sample locations, and then you can decide to go back, whether on a cruise or on a individual trip, I have a feeling that that would have to include some time on land just to appreciate the beauty so much. So what else? What else can we talk about? I am using glitter drills from DP Sparklers that I never really liked until I started using them, and now I really like them. So that's cool. Always keep an open mind. I see some of this new people come up with new stuff, new ways of doing things. Part of me is like, man, get off my lawn. Just do it the way that we've always done it. But then part of me is like, well, I should try it and see if it's really helpful. And some things work for me, some things don't. And that's just the name of the game. Speaking of new things, has anyone seen this new pen that they're coming out with? I actually messaged them because they were looking for folks to collaborate with them. It will hold diamond drills or drills. It'll hold drills. Like, you know, those pens that stand up that it always looks like, and then people go, oh my God, where can I get that? How does it work? And it's just like, can you even just think about physics for a second, or just mechanics or whatever? There's no way that drills are going to fall perfectly into a spout and let you place them. But this pen, the way it works is somehow you can pick up to 20 round drills only. And that gave me a little pause. I really would like to see them come out with a square one too. But you pick up 12 drills or 20 drills, and then you go boop, 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 and it comes out of the pen. I thought, that's new and interesting. And you know darn well, the minute there's one of those, then all of a sudden people start riffing on it and things get improved and better. Like, look at the E-pens, right? Those have gotten better than the first iteration, although I still have yet to find a good multi-placer solution for an E-pen. I have some 3D printed ones, and they're just, it doesn't work for me. It does not work. The Lumberjack Show is hot. Thanks. Thank you, Matt, for the link. Is the DP 500 Benson? Yes. Form ready somewhere? Not yet. It will be. It's starting August 1st. So I'm working on a tracking mechanism so we can all track on how far we run in the 5K. But Judith, I will put it in the group. If you're not part of the DP 5K Facebook group, there is a Facebook group. It will be posted there for sure. Tammy should love to try the pen. I immediately did think about you, Tammy. I thought, would that help? Like, you still have to pick up the drills, so it's not like you're saving motions. But I don't know. I would definitely say try it. Have you used your weapon multi-placer yet? You mean this one? I've tried, but I don't have anything like enough space to actually use it. I've been meaning to get out my temperature chart. Maybe once I finish this, once I finish this row, I'll get it out and just use it for a little bit and maybe record it. But I'm excited to try it. You're in the group, good. E-pens need stronger suction so we can use them regular multi-placer. Yes, because you can, well, the regular multi-placers, they don't have holes in them, so you can't get the air through. You can use a regular tip because that has a hole in it, like a regular one of the brass tips. But I think what you're meaning is you can get a real multi-placer and just sort of make a hole in it and let it work. I agree. The ones that are out there, um, the ones that I have, I don't even know where I put them. They look like when I work with them, when I did work with them, they reminded me of what the heck were those things in Star Wars? Um, the Tusken Raiders. They had like the towel heads and stuff, and then just like what looked like pipes coming out. And that's what this thing was. It was like four pipes coming out of a 3D printed brick. And what I didn't like about it, much like the square tip pens, is you had to line up exactly with the drills or it wouldn't pick it up. Whereas here, with a regular multi-placer, you will get the drill as long as you're touching it with the surface of the wax or putty. Those they didn't work. It did not work well for me. That was and I have a Picmondo, and if I'm doing something that is super AB heavy, and I don't want to get out my extra tray and with some wet paper towel, I will use that for ABs. But other than that, until they come out with a solid multi-placer solution, it's not for me. But some people love it and use it, and that's fantastic. That's what I love about diamond painting. There is something for everybody, both in canvases and accessories. So my inks require more forceful pushing than a regular pen. Yeah, I just don't see how it would be super helpful, especially since I think part of the reason Tammy does rounds is just because she doesn't have to exert as much force on a round because she's not trying to snap it in between two squares, a square between four squares. And there you're having to do force to push the pen. But you're right. She tries everything and she reports out on it. And I think that's the most important thing because there are people out there that have limited mobility or whatever the case may be, or you just get a tired hand or you have carpal tunnel, whatever it is. And people can go, oh, wait a minute, maybe that will help. So I think it's great. I'm guessing it's spring loaded like a Pez candy dispenser. Could you imagine if it had a head that you can just rip the head off and start placing drills? That could be very therapeutic. Could they make the heads look like people? Could I send in a picture? I don't know. See, there's where I'm going. Bye, Tammy. See you later. There's a metal one. It's quite nice, but space rounds only. Okay, I'll look at it. I bought the greenhouse kit today and realized that RoseCon hit keys throughout the image. Now I want to key bling. It's how when I find them. Nice. Really? Is that something she normally does, or she did it specific to her painting? And is that like in the description or something, or do you just know that? I need more information about that. Of today's drops from DAC, that would be probably the one that I would buy if I was going to buy anything. But it wasn't like oh my gosh, I have to have this. Although now if you're telling me there's hidden keys in it, now I may have to buy it. So thank you for that. But I do want to buy, but I know I don't have to worry about FOMO necessarily. Diamond Art Gallery, Nikki came out with, I think it's like a cross stitch pattern image, but it's like bleeding hearts. And what's cool is it comes in one of two different colored backgrounds. There's one that has just a white background and one has a turquoise background. I really like the way that the turquoise one looks. Um, but um, and I saw someone else post this on the listing for sentimental reasons. When I was a kid, out by the Gaslight, we had a bleeding heart plant. And I was always, as a kid, I was always so interested. How are these things heart shaped? And how is this? And I was always looking for, like, where's the blood? I mean, I was a kid. Where's the blood? It's a heart. Where's the blood? So I would love to do that just for sentimental reasons. I actually have, so the house, I'm in the house I grew up in, right? We had 3 very beautiful and large pine trees in the front yard since I was a kid. And over the past number of years, they started dying out. So I had to take them down because it came to the point that they were going to, one of them at least would blow down on the house or something. But they were losing branches and stuff like that. So they were dying out. So I had to get rid of them. Well, I found on Etsy, it's a metal relief, I guess, of 3 pine trees. And like I said, it's metal and it's painted and then it's like sanded to give it highlights and stuff. I got that. I put some finish on it and I hung it on the front of my house. And it used to be just like there was just like a little ornamental thing over there. And the funny thing is that my neighbors have seen it and they're like, do you have that because of the pine trees? I go, yeah, because I miss having those pine trees. They were beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. And I loved the animals that would build nests in them and stuff like that. So I felt that I needed to memorialize their presence. And to find that is just perfect for the front of the house. Was not in the description. Hi, Cindy. Cindy, I have not forgotten you. I did some work back here. We're organizing stuff. And I found the package of cover minders I'm going to send you. So I have a couple more to get together, and I'm going to send it off to you. Because when I see a cover minder, I think of you. And if it's a duplicate, you can give it away. But if it's one that is unique to your collection, fantastic. Like Dakota 747 or whatever it is that she hides, it would be cool to always bling that hidden signature, says Matt. Was not in the description. Somehow saw her post. I think she does that in some of her art. Now I need to go look at the other rooms I have of hers. Okay. Hi, Tanis. Welcome on in. That reminds me of an artist that I would love to see in diamond painting, but I don't know. I've tried to look up to see licensing stuff, but I think of one specific image of hers. Bev Doolittle. Bev Doolittle is her name. And she did a lot of Native American art. And she has this one, she did a number of paintings. That is one of those, this was back in probably the 90s. So you know how like magic eye pictures and stuff like that were all the rage. She sort of did that, but in an artistic way. You can look at the painting, and if you look at it and glance at it, it looks like some brown and white rocks. But then when you look at it again, it has those palminos horses. There's actually, it's made up of a bunch of horses, and then there's rocks too. But so she does sort of like that hidden image type thing, and I thought, would that turn out as a diamond painting? I wonder. And that would sort of be cool. Mel says, my mom had bleed hearts in her garden. I thought they were fascinating, also sentimental, also lilacs. It smell reminds me of my mom's English garden. Lilacs, big from my childhood. I live, the town is Lombard is the lilac village. We have a lilac queen, a lilac princess court. We have a lilac parade. We have a whole weeks of festivities, craft shows, balls, uh, carnivals, stuff like that. The parade, the big parade, and I absolutely love those as well, lilacs as well. In fact, a couple weeks ago, Jessica and I went out to visit a friend's mom who's in an assisted living facility, and she was like, I have to go back to my room. So she went back to her room and she brought out a cross stitch, a lilac cross stitch that I had given her a couple years ago, and something happened to it that because of a very unfortunate situation, it fell off the wall and somehow it got stained, like something stained the Ada that it was on. So she's like, do you think it could be saved? And I said, I certainly can try. So I brought it home, I unmounted it, and I did several soakings in some Woolite and like OxyClean, a little OxyClean, and it turned out pretty well, actually. And so it's hanging over there. I hung it up to dry, and now I have to press it, and then I'll remount it in the frame, and I have to bring it out to her. But I did the lilacs because she lived in my Lombard for a very good portion of her life, and lilacs are, meaningful. So I did that for her, and the fact that she brought it with her to the assisted living home was very touching. And it was also pretty cool. Pretty much everything that I had cross-stitched was a gift and I gave away. So to actually see something I cross-stitched, that was pretty cool. I'm like, oh, all right. I did this. That's cool. Of course, then I looked at the back of it and I said, yeah, this is probably why you stopped doing cross-stitch. I wasn't the greatest about a clean, orderly back. Let's see. I wasn't worried about it. I know Cindy, but I just didn't want you to think I forgot about you. Because who could forget about Cindy? Bev Doodle of Forest Has Eyes. Is that it? Palominos? Okay. Lilac Queen, better than the Dairy Princess core. I was forced to participate, says Melanie. The Dairy Princess. We have a Dairy Queen, but that's totally different. The Lilac Princess goes by the Dairy Queen. Yeah, they have something like that too up in Wisconsin. The Wisconsin State Fair has a court, something to do with dairy and something. I will tell you, it is the one day of the year that the town gets a little out of control with people. The day before, people, it goes down a good portion of what is Main Street, Lombard. So it goes through a little bit of a business section, but then residential, so like it will go past like the local library, it goes past my chiropractor, it goes past some businesses that people patronize on a regular basis. So the night before, so first of all, I'll mark the calendar so I know I am not going out on Lilac Day. If I do, I'm going that way, away from downtown. But the day before, like I'll go to run to the grocery store, and people are laying out blankets, they're putting out chairs, they're roping off parts of the parkway so that they can come back in the morning and have a spot. And it gets contentious. If you sit too close to somebody's roped off area. Like sometimes, they don't tie the rope up very well and it falls down, and then, someone, God forbid, crosses a line. It's a little contentious. It's sort of funny. All right, there is an end in sight for this row. So for those of you who are joining in the last little bit, hello, welcome in. Thank you for stopping by. I was going to do a whip and chat, and I thought, why not just sit down and chat with everybody in real time? I am working on Stained Glass Trees by Peggy Collins from DAC. I'm finishing up the last square of the second to last row, and I'm bound and determined to finish this painting this weekend because I've been working on it for way too long. I am using the ES from DPO Sparklers. So I'm adding in some sparklers, some glitter. I think there's some extra ABs maybe as well. So when I'm done here, I am definitely going to keep working on it, and I will probably go hang out in Discord or something to see if, because again, and I don't know why it is, like, even though I'm sitting here chit-chatting, I'm getting more painting done than I would be if I was sitting here just listening to music or watching a movie, listening to a movie or listening to an audiobook or something. Because I don't know, if like my brain isn't occupied enough, so I will sit here and go, oh, what about this and what about that, and I'll go do something or start something else, or oh, I gotta go clean this or whatever. So the extra distraction keeps me more focused. So that's why I'm here. Not to mention the fact that I know everybody likes a little company with the diamond paint, even if they don't need it to diamond paint more. So again, if you are joining us on the replay, #replay, let us know what you're working on. Carol, my former boss lived in Lombard. Oh, okay. The funny thing is my former boss, who's now retired, grew up in Tinley Park. How weird is that? Erin says she's using the ES on bluebells, and I'm loving the crystal confetti. I haven't used those before. Crystal confetti, don't get me started on crystal confetti. I love it. It is the best of because the glitter, I wasn't big on glitter because I felt like the gold. I don't like gold other than my one gold chain that I think I have to have because I am Italian and I have to have it to get into the meetings. I don't like gold. All of my, like this ring, it's silver. It has a little bit thing of gold, but it's silver for the most part, or black. All my jewelry is white gold or silver. So the gold of the glitter was not doing it for me, but put it in a crystal and it looks completely different. Two and a half rows left playing with DP Sparklers. Cool. Hi, Cynthia. Lurking and working on October in a gym. Hey, Cynthia, welcome in. Glad to provide the company. Glad to have you here. Doretta is rotating 7 whips. Tell me about it. I actually did something today. Can I? I'll do a video on it. So I have a toolbox back here. You can see it. It's like an honest to goodness toolbox. And the second drawer has always had, it's where I keep my whip, extra drills for my whips. And I would keep them in like little containers like this, and I'd put the name of the painting on a label, and I put them in there. Well, those containers take up more space than the drills actually would take up. So this morning, I had got from Amazon. I got some like plastic walls that are slotted so you can put them together, and I got these little cards, like for trading cards. And now I have all of my extra drills lined up here for all of my whips. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8 whips. I'm insane. At least 2 of them are more than a year old. But I love that I thought of that organization. And there's 4 other, all the drawers are the same size. I could do that with this whole thing. But I also like having space for my other stuff. Not a caboodle, you people. So does everyone know what a caboodle is from what was the 80s, the 90s or whatever? When I went to No Frills, I brought a toolbox. It says tool box on it, and it's a toolbox. And if anything, it should be confused with, and Matt, back me up here, it should be confused with a tackle box, because if anything, when you open the lid, there's like a top tray that comes out and raises with it. And you put the lid down, and you got this thing up here. You got a second tray, and then you got the box itself. So I thought this was the bee's knees because I was able to put all my stuff in it. It fit in my suitcase, and like it wasn't a project bag, so things weren't rattling around and stuff like that, because I got to keep my pens nice. I brought it there, and everyone started making fun of me that I had a caboodle that was from the 80s or the 90s for makeup and hair stuff. They went as far as to go out of their way to buy sparkly letters we made a Walmart run. They brought sparkly letters, and unbeknownst to me, on the side of the toolbox that was facing me, labeled it a caboodle. They also had a problem with my crossbody bag, aka fanny pack. They were calling it a purse. Why do I hang out with these people? I don't know. So I had to get myself a real toolbox then. Maybe if I was driving, maybe I drive to something, I'm gonna wheel this whole big toolbox in. Be like, nah, there you go. What I did find the other day, I was watching a video on YouTube, and does anyone remember, like, was it Joy Mangano who had all of those cool inventions, like the hangers that were like velveted so things didn't fall off of them? Things are commonplace now, but back then they were like new ideas. And they had the rolly thing where it was like an octagon shape, it had a handle, and you could unlatch it and unroll it, and each piece of the octagon was a separate storage container and it was all chained together. And I thought to myself, I'm like, do they still make those? And I thought, well, if somebody makes them, they're on Etsy. So I went to Etsy, and I did find some actual, they were like retro. They were actual roly-poly things, or whatever they were called, from the 80s or 90s. I think it was the 80s. Back in the day of Ron Popeil and Set It and Forget It. But anyway, it was a real one. I thought, ooh, that would hold a lot. Maybe I'll get one of those. But I know that because it was advertised as a makeup holder, that I would get crap for it. So I didn't get one. A sweet little teal toolbox. Look, the choices were like pink and blue. So I got the blue. It happened to be teal, but it's still blue. These caboodle girls will never understand. See? Merce. Your man person can't back you up on that so much. Just go with the fanny. It is a fanny pack. Where is it? It's over there. It is a fanny pack, but I don't wear it around my waist because if you've ever met me, you need a circumference of a small planet. So I wear it as a crossbody bag, which is very trendy. Julie, that's hilarious because a caboodle is a remade tackle box acceptable for girls. Exactly. Thank you. I knew that. See, I need to find new friends, and I think that I'm finding them. The cream is rising to the top here during this live. That's all I'm saying. But I did get them back. I found someone on Etsy that 3D prints little mini caboodles, like literally like maybe 2.5 inches or so by an inch, and they actually open and stuff. I got each one of them. One of them, I sent it to them, showing them that I don't care that they think I had a caboodle. That I accept the caboodle label because then they can stop teasing me, even though it still bothers me. Remarketed, yes. Thank you. Christine, I don't care what people think. I still love fanny packs. I do too. I always bring some type of bag, especially on cruises, because I mean, there's just I don't want pickpockets, or sometimes you just don't want things hanging in your pockets when you're walking around a lot. Jordan says you guys are always good for laughing. And so, well, I'm glad. I'm glad that this could help you out, Doretta. Christopher says real men have caboodles. So what Christopher's saying is he's going to do a tour of his caboodle collection in his next video. I don't care. I don't care. Call it immerse or whatever. It's damn handy. I mean, let's be honest. Guys got short changed with the whole pocket only thing, and then women, they want dresses with pockets. Go figure. I mean, when I was younger, I always carried my wallet in my back right pocket, and I mean, it wasn't thick or anything. I didn't have any money or credit cards when I was younger, and my chiropractor was like, "Get this out of your pocket because you're sitting on it," and I gave myself some back problems because of it. I, I don't think it's purely coincidental that that's the side that I got sciatica on, and whatnot. So ever since then, I carried it in my front pocket. But my caboodle is medically necessary. I will get a note from my doctor, and therefore, when I get made fun of, I can hit you with a HIPAA violation or something. I don't know. Aaron says fanny packs are a must for Mardi Gras. I have a bedazzled one I bring every year. Nice. Having stuff jammed in pockets is a nightmare. Yes. I mean, just think about, well, women, you'll get this. It's hot out. You're in the Caribbean. It's hot out. The sun is blazing. It's 3,000% humidity. And you're walking around and you complain all the time about your bras. Well, now imagine there's pockets around your bra and things are, as you're walking, not comfortable. No bueno. I love that you think we're not made fun of. We not make fun of your disability. I don't get what that means. Dad's in their giant wallet with everything in the back pocket is insane. I use a slim wallet in front pocket. Yeah, exactly. If you have something thick back there, it's an invitation to grab it. If anyone else had said that, I wouldn't be pausing right now, but it was Christopher, so I have to put more thought into that. Matt, me touching that. See? Yeah, it's because I guess when I was younger and my dad, like, you had to carry everything. Do you have your insurance card? Do you have your car insurance? Do you have this? Do you have that? And now, okay, it's a lot easier because like my insurance card is on my phone. But I wanted every credit card that I had with me when I was getting credit cards. I don't know, because they were new to me and they were novel. I'm like, I gotta have all my credit cards. Now, first of all, you don't need credit cards. You can use your phone again. But all of my credit cards are locked in my desk. I carry like 2 with me, so I don't need a big old fat wallet. But that used to be the thing. I mean, my dad had his cards, his license, pictures in his wallet, all the things, and it was just a huge wallet. And so much so that he actually used to carry 2 wallets. He had one that went in his pocket, and then another one that had the rest of his cards and more pictures and stuff like that would like stay in the car in the glove box, so that if he needed something, he still had it. It's just not necessary anymore. But some people, old habits. What you gonna do? Gotta let you go down your own path sometimes, Chris. Careful, Matt. Careful. That may be the path that you're going on. Christopher will jump out at you. Anyone else? Dad carried the janitor ring with 147 keys. You don't even know what to go to. He didn't carry it, but man, my dad loved keys. And I'm still finding keys around this place. And I'm like, I don't know what the hell this is. I don't know what it goes to. He also loved pens and mugs. Now, unfortunately, I got the pen gene as well. So I do collect pens. But when I say he collected pens, he would collect pens from the bank, from wherever you went and you had to sign something, he would snag the pen. I think it replaced his collection of matches, because places stopped doing matches when like non-smoking sections and stuff started coming out. But man, I have in the garage, I have a banker's box full of pens and then at least 4 banker boxes full of mugs. I like a good mug, but I like a mug that maybe is from a place that I visited, has a funny saying on it, whatever the case may be. I don't need every company in town's mug. I really need to call 1-800 junk or something. Attack much day. Keep a key drawer in the kitchen. It's still there. It's a bit much. Key drawer in the kitchen. What was interesting, so I just replaced my front door. I mentioned that if you've been on other lives. And it only came with 1 key. And I thought to myself, that's not normal. Like, don't they usually come with 2 keys? My storm door had 2 keys, but the door itself only had 1 key. And I thought, is someone keeping the keys so that they can just come in? Like, do I need to get this rekeyed? Right? And I, seriously, if somebody wants to come into my house, go right ahead. What are you gonna look at diamond paintings. Uh, but the coolest thing was so I went to get some extra keys made because my neighbor has a set of keys, and then I have a set in a lockbox outside in case I lock myself out. I can get in, obviously, and then just to have like an extra one hanging on the board by the back door in case I break one, lose one, whatever the case may be. So there's this Ace Hardware in town that has been there forever that I know I can go to, but I know some fellow diamond painters will get me. I don't want to have to interact with people in person. Be like, can I get some keys made? So I thought there's got to be something. I haven't shopped for keys in years. There's got to be something that will take the place of having you go to the hardware store. So sure enough, I found there's like two main companies that they have. First of all, one of them had a service that you take pictures of your pen or of your key. You take one with the key facing to the left, one facing to the right, and they'll print your keys and mail them to you. And I thought, it sounds a little too nebulous. Like, I don't know that those would totally work. So then I found they have kiosks now that you can go to. So I found one at my local Menards. In the lock section, there's a kiosk. And you walk up to it, and it tells you, here's your little slot, just like it's like in a door. Put your key in, teeth down, and then it scans your key, and then you can order like the plain brass ones, or you can order one with flowers on it, or order one with Chicago Bears logo on it, and it grinds your key right there. So I got extra keys for the regular door and then for the storm door. It only took a couple minutes. It was pretty painless. But when I got home, the storm door ones did not work. So I found they email you a receipt, and I just emailed them. I said, I'm sorry, these don't work. About 3 of them, they don't work. I got a credit within minutes. I got a credit. So that's cool. And of course, I'm telling my neighbor, and she's like, just go to the hardware store. And I'm like, there's people at the hardware store, and I don't need people, especially now that there's the explosive diarrhea thing going on. Has anyone heard about that? Illinois is like, I guess New York and Illinois are two of the hottest hotbeds for this thing. I guess it's some spore, something that gives you explosive diarrhea, and it's in several states. And I guess they've traced it back to like lettuce or something. So of course, I went to physical therapy yesterday, which is right by a Panera Bread, which has all the nice salads and stuff like that. I had a taste for a nice Greek salad from there, and I was going to go get it. And I thought, because I read whatever the spore is or whatever is on the lettuce, or it could be herbs or something, whatever, washing it will not take care of it. You have to cook whatever the green or whatever it's on, and which obviously lettuce is not going to be cooked. So I forgoed. I didn't get the salad, which was sad. How many pens do you have from the bank? How many pens do I have from the bank? That would be none. How many pens does my dad have from the bank? My dad has pens from every bank that I've worked at. He also has, and this one is sort of cute, he has a business card from every position that I've had up until he passed in 2018. But let's see, when did I start back? I think I started back at BMO shortly before he passed, and they don't do business cards anymore. But he has a business card, one business card of mine, because he was always so proud of the fact that I was working at a bank. And he used to carry the most current one around with him, and not only so that he could find my number to call me at work, but he would show people. So I thought that was cute. So I don't have any pens. Now, how many binder clips do I have? That is not bank specific, but because you work in an office, I have a billion binder clips. Because I can't tell you how many times I brought home curriculum or workbooks or whatnot to work on, and I'd take the binder clip off and then forget to put it back on, whatever the case may be. So I have a bunch of binder clips. I don't even have, let's see what I have. I'm trying to think what I have that would be like labeled with a bank. I do have in my office, I do have a collection of Harris Bank was the bank that was here in Chicagoland for hundreds of years. It was bought out by BMO, Bank of Montreal, back in the 80s. And only within the past 5 years or so, they got rid of the mascot, Hubert the Harris Lion. So I do have a collection of Hubert, Flush, Point Bank, things like that. I do have an award there that I won one year. But other than that, I can't think of anything that I have that is emblazoned from one of the banks that I've worked at. Even when I got to pick out one of like my anniversary gift, I specifically got something that wasn't branded by the bank. So like, who the hell wants to like be eating off a silverware with the bank's logo on it? Speaking of, I think this year I get a gift. This August I should be getting a gift because it will be 15 years with BMO, and every 5 is what they sort of celebrate. Or I should say recognize. You can celebrate all of them, but they recognize. I think I get a gift. For my 10-year, I got a set of AirPods. They're Bose AirPods, but they only work with this app, and they're specially shaped that you can sleep on them. So you could put them in, sleep on them, and the app had a bunch of sleep sounds on it. I don't use them anymore. That's what I got for my 10-year. Hey, Debbie. Just watching the dates. Made with Diamonds in Japan is awesome. I have not reviewed it, but I think I have some from there, and quality is not great. Maybe I'll find one and I can review that. Maybe that's what I should do. Start looking at some of the recently more affordable shops. Most big box stores have kiosks now. Yep, I did hear the 2-week diarrhea epidemic. Yep. One thing that I do not need more of in my life is explosive diarrhea. I don't know who does need that, except for Emily Blunt in The Devil Wears Prada. I am just I'm one stomach flu away from my ideal weight. I love that one. Right. Welcome in, Debbie. I thought we would just hang out. I'm diamond painting. I know some other folks are diamond painting or crafting or whatever. Do a little bit of a live whip and chat. And I've been having a good time, and I've gotten a lot done. So Maybe I need to do this more often. Is that like a attention deficit thing where I need like a distraction in order to focus on something? Maybe. And like movies and books on tapes and stuff just weren't cutting it. Maybe because I don't have to think during those. Like I listen, it's like minimal processing. Whereas here I'm trying to think of like what to talk about or examples and stuff like that. I'm sad I haven't seen any of the European contingent. Usually if you go live during the day, on the weekends, particularly, every once in a while someone will stop in from overseas. I didn't see anyone that stood out to me. If someone is here, thanks for stopping in. Please let me know. Which, by the way, who was it? Madwood Pens. They announced, well, they were going to stop making pens, but then they continued because they had to get a job. Pens weren't cutting it anymore. So they thought they'd have to stop making pens, but they've continued. And they do make some really cool pens. But they are in Slovakia, and they can't ship to the United States anymore because you have to have something specific there. Or no, you have to prepay tax duties and stuff like that. They don't have the ability to do that. So I was going to see, sometimes, I don't know if you've ever seen it, where folks in other countries will place bulk orders for like putty and stuff for places in the States to get it like for cheaper shipping. But sometimes people will, like I'll order something for someone in the States, or they'll order it, have it mailed to me, and then I ship it to the UK or whatever, because the company doesn't ship to the UK, or for as an example. So I need someone in Europe that I could be like, psst, I need a pen. Can you go buy me a pen and I'll pay you back once you figure out what the shipping will be? Because I need another pen. I really, really don't. I have a problem. I have been able to curtail buying diamond paintings a little bit, like personal use diamond paintings. I'll still buy some for the channel to unbox and stuff like that. But I have curtailed my buying of pens somewhat. It's still very difficult for me, but I'm working on it. Bulk order of Puttylicious right now. Nice. Because Puttylicious is in Australia, I believe. Is that the one? I think that's a cool idea. A neat way the community helps each other out a little bit. So I think I'm going to finish up this color. I have a little bit more to go, but I think I'm going to finish up this color, and I think I'm going to let everybody go about their Saturday. Tonight, talk about what's coming up this weekend. So tomorrow, I go live at 4 p.m. Central for just a chit-chat live thing. I usually end up complaining about something. I turn into an old man. I yell at kids to get off my lawn. Or we talk about interesting things, or a lot of times food comes up, recipes and stuff like that. I have a recipe for a cherry margarita. I may have to make a cherry margarita and have that tomorrow. But I go live at 4 p.m. Central. Crash with Crashly goes live at 6 p.m. Central. Definitely want to stop by because they always talk about the artist of the week. Current artist of the week is Puffy Gator. If you go to their Facebook page, you will see some posts that are showing off their artwork, the Puffy Gators artwork on their premium diamond painting accessories. There is a post, I think every Thursday the post goes up. No, Wednesday the post goes up. Tell us what this artist's work means to you. And all you need to do is go out there and go, oh, I think Puffy Gator's cool, or Puffy Gator's, has a lion that's really good, whatever the case may be. And you're entered into a drawing for, I believe, a $10 gift card to Crashly. So why not? There's usually not a lot of posts on it, which is bad for engagement, but good for folks who do post on it, right? And they'll talk about who's the artist of the week for the next week. Sometimes they run a sale during the live, or extra giveaways and stuff. So definitely check out what's going on there. And tonight, Tammy, Diamond Painting with MND, and our own Matt here are going live. I've heard it called like a diamond painting prom, different things, but it's the whole gist is to celebrate Tammy's birthday, which was July 5th, and her 2-year YouTube anniversary. And there's going to be some folks in attendance, including Matt and Tammy, who are going to be dressed up in suits and whatnot. So it's a very fancy, formal affair. So stop by. I'm sure there'll be some fun that happens there. Knowing Tammy, there may be a giveaway or two. I don't know for sure. Don't hold me to it. But she usually likes to give back to the community as much as she can. So I will be there. So I'll see you there. I believe that starts at 8 Central. And I think I've finished this color, but I won't know until I actually dump everything back into the bottle and then have to get it back out again. This was something I had kitted up prior to my adoption, like 100% adoption of Tray Brick. I'm still using my Elizabeth Wards on this. But there's the Black Tie Party. There's the Crashly business page with the giveaway posts. There's also, you can, because they do a lot of artist images that are not diamond paintings that sometimes become diamond paintings. So if there's an image that you really like from an artist, you go out there and request it. You can maybe get some papers or cover binder or some type of accessory with it on there. So on Thursdays, I usually ask from the artist of the week, what are some images you'd like to see? Please go take advantage of that. Aaron says, love Madwood pens. They're beautiful. I've one from a while back. Would love another. Yeah, they're known for, they're typically wood. They're hybrid pens, so wood, and then the center will still be wood sometimes, but it has resin in it, and they put things in the resin. So I have like a Halloween one with pumpkins in it. I have one with an astronaut in the resin. They're really cool. And for me, a little on the thin side, but yet very comfortable in the hand. And they also sell this oil that you can oil your pens, whether they're resin or wood. And there's some scents that smell so good. Got it. Anyway, so there's Crashly's business page. There's the Black Tie Party. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by today and hanging out while I finish a good portion of this last section and a half that I'm working on. Like I said, I can't wait to finish this. I've been working on it for quite some time. As you can see, here's my tracker. All the dots are days that I've worked on this. So it's been going for a while. So I'll be looking forward to getting it done. And so I can kit up my 5K and OG piece, and or just continue on some other of my whips. So thanks for stopping by. Don't forget, go watch the Paintly video if you haven't already, just because I think it's important for you to know what you may be buying. Debbie's suggestion. I may do that for some other companies as well. Hey, Ray was driving, so couldn't hop on. Just want to drop in and say hi. Well, how you doing, Ray? Nice to see you. Glad you could stop by. I am wrapping up now, but I will see you all tomorrow, maybe at 4 p.m. Central, or at the Black Tie Party tonight. So next time, I will talk to you next time we are speaking of diamonds. Bye.